Alright, this is going to be a handful of tips that I wish I knew before I started playing Rimworld. I'll go ahead and let you know, this is only like my third colony, so I am a noob that has just learned how to play this game, so a lot of you are going to see issues with my base and so on. Let me know down below. I would love to know extra things, but here's some things that I wish that I knew before I started playing. Number one is going to be about cleanliness. I kept having my colonists get food poisoning due to food cooked in a dirty kitchen, and I realized not too long ago, there's a door right here, and I did not have this door. Actually, I need to put a floor underneath that. Good catch. So I didn't have this door, and I had a door here and this one, which meant the fastest way for my colonists to come in here and grab meals was to walk through my kitchen and into the freezer to collect meals and then walk out, which left a whole bunch of just nasty stuff all over. And when I closed this up, gave them a faster option to get their food, and had one door which led to a kitchen. So the only people in here are my kitchen people, my cooks, and my drug lab. And this stays clean now. I can't tell you how long it's been since I've actually had food poisoning. It's been wonderful. The second thing I wish I knew before I got started was down here in the assign. If you have, see, I forgot I just got a new colonist, and this is what you'll usually have. This is the default lineup. I swapped them from being able to have medical care with the best medicine to herbal medicine or worse, because what will happen is that this person, Gubia, is going to go down with a paper cut, and my doctor is going to go get the best medicine possible and tend to them with my best medicine, my glitter medicine. And you don't want that. You don't want your people going in there and using the best medicine on nonsense. So what will happen is I tell them not only to carry an herbal medicine, but also they're only allowed to be treated with herbal medicine. And the reason that is to use my cheapest version of my medicine for all of the nonsense. And then let's say Chab goes down with nonsense and then he gets an infection. Well, then I would go to Chab and I would swap him to best quality. And then my doctor, when going to treat his infection, which is very serious, will go grab my best medicine and then treat him with that. And that has saved me, as you can see here. Let me get this over something you can kind of see. I save a ton of medicine that way. Like, I do produce a lot of herbal medicine and I buy a decent amount of regular medicine, but I'm able to hold on to this glitter world medicine since really the beginning of the game. So that's definitely something that I wish I knew beforehand. My next tip has to do with like the economy and a little bit of our production side of things. So I like to make very expensive dusters. These are like jackets almost. I think I put them all into a caravan just recently. But basically this duster right here, this work order, if you go into details, you can actually change how it's made, who it's made by, and what it's made with. So as you can see, this duster, I only make them with alpaca wool because I harvest alpaca wool passively with my alpacas. And I turn these into very, very expensive dusters. As you can see here, the market value is like 156. I have really good tailors, which double this, triple this, and I'm able to sell it for like a few hundred per pop off of something I'm passively generating, and my region doesn't get super cold. I really don't need wool dusters. As you can see, most of my people have parkas on anyways. They don't prefer the dusters. So I just sell all of those. It's an item that I produce strictly for the economy. It doesn't go towards anything else. So you can do it with just about anything. Like even the assault rifle here, you know, I can choose who does the worker, and it literally lists out who's your best. So I only have Gray and LaGuaya. They are my only people. And I guess I might as well talk about this too. In the work thing, you can choose who does what. My best doctors are my only doctors. My best smith, tailor, and crafting people are the only people who get to touch those things. Because if you have people who do all these things and they have, let's say, a level 2 skill, they will go in there and botch it. They will ruin materials, and Lord forbid they're a doctor. You can seriously hurt somebody. Kim, this one right here, actually tried to do an amputation to replace an arm on one of my colonists and botched it completely. I lost the arm. My colonists got really, really messed up, and I didn't even realize they were my doctor. So it pays a lot So it's really important to go in there and check on this, especially when you get somebody new. Like when Gobia joined my colony, I went through and checked all their stuff off. I don't need him doing anything. Handling was fine, but he has no real skills outside of that. So I don't need him touching anything. He's just a hand to help out. Something I wish I knew pretty early game, like in my first few colonies, like these rhinos here, if I just click hunt, I'm really putting one of my people at risk. And I didn't even think about it, but you can go straight into a draft. You can select a handful of colonists, draft them, line them up, and just mow down any of these real big creatures that scare you or your colonists or whatever. And you can just shoot them up and then send somebody out to collect the corpse and harvest it or whatever. But yeah, I think I lost a couple colonists, you know, trying to go after animals that were probably a bit too big. Also, on the topic of animals, I just watched this happen. Predators in your zone are really awesome, actually. Yes, they can cause issues further down the line, or, you know, if you got a colonist that's out by themselves, they'll begin to hunt them. But this warg just killed this donkey, and he's going to eat what he wants off of it, and then he's going to walk away. And I could come in here and allow, and basically what's going to happen is one of my people are going to run out of my base, go through these caverns, pick up this donkey, and butcher it. And 9 times out of, I haven't had any issues doing that, like stealing prey from a predator. I've had 0 issues with that. Like, I think here goes, okay, no, I don't have somebody going to grab it. But regardless, I've had no issues with it. It's worked for me, and I think it's a really neat way to collect a lot of meat. Like if you look at this, this is 108 meat. That's a handful of meals early game. So it's really important to watch out for that. If you have predators in your map, pay attention to them. Watch what they kill, and when they do kill something, go in there and snatch it from them. Something else I wish I knew in my first 1 to 2 colonies was that your prisoners don't have to be in separate rooms. When you dedicate a bedroom or a bed to a prisoner, the entire room gets dedicated to those prisoners. So you can have like a barracks, basically. Like I have 5 beds here. There used to be 6. But I have 5 beds here, and I can make it pretty nice, and they get bonuses. Your prisoners need to have high morale, or it does help them to have high morale, because they will actually join your colony significantly faster. And always make sure that you have your best person selected as warden, and that's the only person to go touch them. I can't tell you how many colonists took, you know, days upon days for me to recruit, even with like a 7 overall break point. I can't remember what it's called. But even if they had a low break, I still couldn't get them for days because I had everybody selected warden, because I figured everybody that went in there would talk to them and I would get bonus like extra points for that. In reality, they only talk to them when they go to give them food. So one of your wardens will go pick up food and talk to them, and the higher the points, the more points get taken off your prisoners' like break system. So your colonist moods is huge. I mean, it's like 90% of the game. And if you come in here and you look, as you can see, this is one room because I don't have doors or anything. This is one room. So when my colonists come in here and eat, like Grizzly's in here eating right now, extremely impressive dining room, spacious interior. There's also an psychic thing going on. But the people who eat in here, as you could see, gosh, I'm not seeing it. So there is an impressive rec room also. My rec room and my dining room is one big room. So when people eat in here or they travel through here, they get a bonus for being in the rec room and being in a dining room. They get 2 bonuses for a room at the same time. And the higher your morale is, the higher your moods are. They randomly get these things. Inspirations, I believe is what they're called. I don't have one up here that I can click on. But like Gray will get inspired to craft, or Leaky would get inspired to tame or recruit. And literally the tames and recruits are one-stop shops. Like if I had a prisoner with 25 in here and Leaky was inspired, I could send Leaky in one hit, and that prisoner will join my colony because Leaky had the inspiration. Or if I had a really big, you know, Muffalo or Bison or something out here, I could send an inspired colonist who has taming out there to go one, you know, it just takes one shot. And so having high moods give you way more of those inspirations than you would if all of your colonists were in a bad mood. Last but not least, let's talk about defenses. When I first started playing, the defenses in this game really confused me as somebody who played Dwarf Fortress mainly before this. The way the AI thinks without breakers or something, we'll talk about those in just a second, but the way that the raiders think, their AI, is they are going to take the path of least resistance. So this 4 thick wall, a lot of resistance, right? This trap hallway, the doors are resistance. I did not know this when my first playthrough, and I put doors like right here at my trap hallway, and the raiders would, instead of going through here, they would break in. They would break through walls, and I was like, dude, this doesn't even make sense. And then I deleted those doors, and these traps don't count as resistance. The raiders can't see the traps, so all they know is that they can walk straight through here, and then straight through here, and straight through here, and so on. And they just continue walking on those traps and bypassing the doors because they don't want to have to break the doors. That's resistance. So they will walk right over the traps. But if you have doors blocking your trap hallway, they're simply not going to go down the trap hallway. They would much rather sit there and smash their heads against your walls. So like on this playthrough, and again, I'm an absolute noob at this game, right? So there's probably a lot of defenses that are significantly better than what I'm doing. What I'm doing has worked for me so far and has been pretty simple to understand. But what I have is about 4 thick walls everywhere I could get them. Anywhere that's blocking off or anywhere that has access to the outside right here, those are all blocked off by 4 thick walls across the board, right? And then right here is my trap hallway where, as you can see, it is literally just a door and a wooden trap. I know that the stone traps do significantly more damage. I 100% understand that. Stone is so expensive, it is absolutely not worth that few extra points of damage, in my opinion. So I have done wood because it is a renewable resource. I can sit up here and farm wood. I can come out here and cut down thousands of wood right after a raid, and I can replace all of this in moments. I can't really do that with stone. So I don't invest a whole lot into the traps. I do invest a whole lot into the outside defenses. Now I am messing around with this a lot. This little formation, as you can see, it's a little wonky. Like things look very different on side to side. I've just been messing around. I've been putting things where I can put them as I go. So eventually I'll get these dialed in a bit. But my thing with this is that I have colonists that will stand here and they will fire out. So all the raiders will come here. As you can see, there's like a pile of them, these mechs. And they got smoked. None of them made it past right here. And that's how kind of everything has gone recently, because I have a kill box, technically. It's not a pretty kill box, but it's effective. It works for me. This is close enough that most of my colonists can shoot right here into this clump. This is close enough that all of those colonists and these turrets can shoot into this clump. And I have a few sitting right here, just different angles, as many angles as you can get, and they have absolutely zero cover once they walk out here. That's the goal, right? So I even planted my plants here. That way I knew there would be no trees blocking the offenders or the assaulters. There would be no trees, there'd be no cover. They walk in and everything is firing into a very condensed area. So big groups standing right here are getting absolutely smoked. Now this is when people do walk through the trap hallway. Sometimes you don't have that. They have breakers, which I've just recently experienced, and I've also experienced like a mortar, like a siege. So they have different names for the raids. You have raids, you have sieges, you have transport, raids, I guess. I can't remember all the rest of them. But the breakers, I've noticed, come through here. For some reason, they really like this wall. I don't know if it's because it's closer to important things for me or what, but they tend to break through this wall. So I had to put some defenses here, a couple extra turrets where my people can line up, and when they do break through, again, they are focus firing. All of this is shooting right there. And that's really important. The more you can get your fire focused in a funnel shape, the better, because your colonists, your turrets are very inaccurate. So if you can get them to shoot a lot and just throw lead down range into a small area, when they group up, you're going to demolish them. Your colonists struggle 1v1 unless it's like a sniper or something or really high shooting skill. it's not really that great. The assaulters can dodge it, they can find cover, or, you know, straight up just run straight at them. If they have a bad shooting skill, they can just run straight and your colonist is going to miss it a lot. So if you can have a wide area of people and turrets shooting into a small area, that is the best. You are going to tear everything and everyone up in that small area very quickly, even with poor shooting skills. So as you can see around my base where I have the walls, where it'd be easiest to break in, I have defenses. Like I have a couple turrets here and there, but I do plan on them coming in the right way most of the time. And so you have the breakers, like people with axes, or I think the mechs have one too. It's like a little bomb thing, and it'll sit right here and shoot your wall. And it's really, really effective, and then they'll come in. So anywhere where you think those mobs or those people can come up and break something, I would have some type of defenses for your colonists to sit behind, some type of cover. This one was a very important lesson. They broke through here. I had nothing here outside of my geothermal power. So when my colonists came to fight, I had like 6 of them that had to go to the hospital afterwards. I mean, they got tore up. The mechs came in here and just sat here with, you know, they don't really need cover, but my colonists were up here trying to fight without cover too, and my colonists were getting wrecked. So it's very, very important. Anywhere where they can break in, set up some type of cover for your colonists. Try to plan ahead of time, and it'll really save you in the long run. One of my recent additions that I had was this little mortar team. I had a recent raid with like 30, 40 people that rushed in here, and I got a couple shots off with a couple mortars. And they were down here grouped up, and I hit them like 4 times with the mortars, and like half of them died before they even got over here. They were all just bleeding out, and then the other half walked in and got smoked. And that's what you want to see. You know, that made me feel good. I was like, okay, my defenses are doing pretty good. But yeah, that's a lot of tips that I wish I knew when I started playing this game. I have been absolutely addicted to this game. I've been like the last week, this is all I've been playing, and it has been a blast. I decided that, hey, I was going to finally sit down and learn it, and I think I'm getting a little bit better. I do definitely need to get more into like the meta stuff, because as of right now, I've just been kind of figuring out myself, but it's been working. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys stopping by. If any of you have been long-term subscribers to my channel, just a quick life update, because I have been gone for like a month or 2 months or something like that. I haven't posted in a long time, and there's a reason for that. I work in the oil fields. I work extremely hard and long hours and such, so it's hard for me to get in here, record and edit and so on. And then I bought a new house, so I was moving into that house for like a month, going through the process of fixing up my first house to become a rental foreman. It's been a process, right? So there has been a reason I've been gone. I would like to definitely start posting a lot more Dwarf Fortress content, the Rimworld content, or now starting with the Rimworld content. This is my first video. And also the Foxhole content. We have a really big update coming out in the summer. I'm very, very excited for the aviation update, and I'm looking forward to it. And there's probably a few other games that I'll probably sit down and try to record. It's just a matter of getting back into it for me, you know, finding the time to record and edit. So if you have stuck around, I truly, truly appreciate you, and I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.